Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how I created this fun summer marble design featuring the Gems Acrylic colour of the week, that beautiful neon dot mix Penelope. So to see how I created this design, please keep watching. So Tammy is all set up for this set. I have used the natural stiletto tips from Gems and just nipped the end off. And here she is, our colour of the week, the beautiful Penelope. She is from the Rainbow Confetti collection and she really is a rainbow confetti mix. I'm then going to be using Lola, this beautiful neon pink, and Melia, our neon orange. Also Summer, this beautiful neon yellow colour, and of course we've got to have a neon green. This is Lexi, and finally the bright neon blue. These are all from the Taste the Rainbow collection. They are definitely must have for summer. Touch of cover powder, I have got Bella Rose. This is a beautiful peachy nudie toned shimmer. And of course, we've got to have crystal clear acrylic. So before we can get into the fun stuff, and that is creating the design, we're going to go in with our thin clear base. So crystal clear for that. I've got Melody Monomer, and I am using the Eleanor brush, all from Gems. I'm absolutely loving these natural tips at the moment. Probably preferring them to the clear ones, although if I do want to do a clearer tip design, then obviously I've got to get those out, but the natural ones are beautiful and I wanted to keep the length for this set. And this was my first acrylic design after coming out of the sling from my shoulder dislocation, so it was a nice fun set to start off with. I'm just finishing up the thin clear base, and then I'm going to get all of my pots opened. I never like to have them all open at the same time, but for this design I needed to, and I had to get a shot of them because how stunning do they look all lined up. It is a beautiful neon rainbow. They're beautiful colours. They all pair so nicely together, and I thought I'd do a bit of a mix and match marble on 3 of the nails, which you are going to see me do now. Oh, they do look so satisfying lined up. So starting on the index finger, and I'm going to do a marble using Lola, Melia and Summer, so the pink, orange and yellow, and I chose all of these colours, picking out the colours from the Penelope mix, so that neon dot mix. So nice wet beads, just pop them all on the nail. I only want these sort of at the tip and roughly where that base nail free edge is, and then I'm just swooping my brush just gently through them. I don't want to put the brush too deep because it's going to drag away the colour, but just taking it through just to marble through those colours. And I've only sped this up ever so slightly because it was actually quite a quick design to do. Once I was happy with that marble, we're not worrying about where the nail bed is and things, I'm moving on to the ring finger, and I'm doing Melia, Summer and Lexi on this finger. So just picked up 3 wet beads of each of these colours, and then just taking the tip of the brush through just to create that fun marble effect. Just wiped down where I had a little bit too much product, and then just adding a little bit more where I felt I needed a touch more of the green. And because it's still quite wet, I'm still able to pull very small amounts of acrylic through to add to that marble. Just fill in that little gap at the end of the nail, tidy it up so that we don't lose the shape too much. And moving on to the pinky, and I'm using Lexi, Victoria and Summer. So Summer featured on all of these nails, but I just went across the pots and used the first 3, then I used like the middle 3 and then the last 3, and I think the pinky was my favourite marble. I've done the pink, orange and yellow marble before. I know I love it, but I just loved how this one turned out with the green and the blue. So feathered it back ever so slightly, but I didn't really need it. And now I'm going to go in with Bella Rose. So this is sort of a pinky nude with shimmer. She's really, really pretty. And here is Penelope ready to use. I love this dot mix. We have a few. One has slightly more blue in it, and one is just the pink, yellow and orange in the Rainbow Confetti collection. They're all beautiful, but Penelope is a mix of all of them. Going in at the cuticle with Bella Rose, I'm just going to do this on those same 3 nails, and then I'm just pulling the product down just to meet where that marble is. I'm not worrying about where the colours meet because we're adding Penelope there. And nice and thin because I'm going to have to encapsulate all of this nail. So just tucking it in at the cuticle and then feathering it down just so that it meets where that marble is. I don't want to cover lots of the marble with the glitter. I want the majority of the glitter to cover the nail bed area. I couldn't think what it was called, or the cover powder, just because I loved how those marbles turned out. So just feathering down, painting it down, and then we're gonna go in with Penelope. So Penelope is a glitter acrylic, so she's mixed with clear acrylic. You don't need any of that, and it is honestly jam-packed full of glitter. There is so much in there. So I've just picked up one bead, placed it roughly in between the 2 colours where the join is, and then I'm using the very tip of my brush to move those dots around, cover that join really nicely, feather it down, and just make sure I've got a really good mix of all of those colours. I worked a little bit wetter here because it gave me a bit more playtime with these dots, and when you're looking to place them, I think you want that little bit more playtime to move them around. And then I'm doing the same on the ring finger and on the pinky. So whilst I do that, I'm really happy to be back creating designs and videos. You know, just over 3 weeks I was out of action, and it felt like forever not being able to do designs, especially having my nail room. I kept myself busy doing some lives on TikTok and other things, but not being able to do designs was really, really difficult. And I must apologise for the state of my nails. I did them just before I dislocated my shoulder, and obviously I've not been able to do them. They are on my list to do this week because on Sunday I'm going to a Barbie themed birthday party, so I'm going to do some Barbie nails before Sunday. I just haven't got round to doing them because I've had appointments and things as well this week. So I'm just finishing off on the pinky, just moving those glitter pieces around just so we've got a nice selection of colours. We've not got too much of one colour altogether, and I've done it on a little bit of a swoosh. I've just not come down quite as far as I normally would. And then back to the middle finger, and I'm doing a full nail. This first bead was way too wet. If I was working on a client, I would have been really angry with myself because I did flood the cuticle. I picked up less product and I didn't sort of remove enough liquid from my brush. So note to self, Helen. But I started off smaller around the cuticle just so that I can get it nice and neat, using the tip of the brush just to push those glitter pieces into place so it's a nice neat cuticle line. And then as I come down the nail, I'm adding more dots to get full coverage. It's a mixed size glitter mix, so it is relatively easy to create a full coverage nail. You could do a colour underneath, so you didn't sort of have to pack so many dots on, but I really wanted full coverage, so I'm using the tip of the brush to move the dots into any little gaps, and just patting it down, keeping it thin. I don't want bulk, but I want full coverage, so it's all about using your brush to move the glitter around, patting it down, keeping it thin, but just filling in any little gaps. And I'm doing that right to the tip of the nail because I wanted a full glitter nail. I always end up with glitter in the brush when I do this, so give it a good wipe out afterwards. They kind of creep in between the bristles. Anyway, the design is all laid down, so I now need to encapsulate in clear acrylic. This is where I'm going to build up the strength, the structure, and the apex. I'm then going to file them back to shape. I will use my Katie Barnes e-file and e-file bits and my Gems hand files just to neaten it up. And here they are, all beautifully filed, ready for that final finishing touch. So we're going to give them a good wipe over with our cleanser. This is going to get rid of any dust or fluff, also any oils that I might have transferred from my fingers onto the surface of the nail that will affect the adhesion of the top coat. It was at this point I felt some of the tips were a little bit wonky. They weren't quite as straight as I would have liked, so I'm just going in with a 180 grit Gems file just to straighten them up, make sure they are nice and straight, nice and crisp, and then we just need to dust off. I've got my little Gems duster brush here and clean them over again because I've been touching the nails. So I need to give them a good wipe off again before going in with top coat, and hopefully you're going to see me do that in a minute. But it would appear that I took a while getting myself organised. So here we go, giving it a good wipe. That pinky nail kept wanting to slide in further than I wanted it to. Loving how this design is looking. So it's time to add the queen. That is Tina Top. Bring these nails back to life. Now, top coating took longer than it should have done in this video. I am almost at the end of this bottle and I thought, oh, I'm just going to try and get every last bit out that I can. So it was a bit of in and out, tipping up the bottle, but we got there. There was enough. So I'm just adding a nice coat over all of these nails. I didn't buff these. I did in a previous video, I buffed them a little bit too much and the top coat wasn't adhering, so I left it at sort of 180 grit and didn't go in with a buffer. And to be honest, I was really happy with how smooth the nails were, in that they didn't have lots of file marks, but there was still enough of a roughness of the nail for the top coat to stick to. So the filing routine I use for this video is definitely going to be my go-to filing routine from now on. I did a lot more with the e-file than I normally do. So we're just finishing off top coating these nails. You can already see how awake and bright and better they are looking now that we got the top coat on. Although I reckon they still be quite nice matte, but you know me, I'm a shiny girl. So we're going to finish top coating these. We're going to pop them in the lamp for a 60-second cure, and then this Penelope, what is it, Featherington? I've never, don't come at me, I've never watched Bridgerton, but every time I say the colour of the week this week, Penelope, I want to say something with ton on the end. So this is our Penelope marble neon ton design. All done. I love it. It is summer vibes. It is fun. I love sort of how the colours sort of marble through from the pink to the blue, picking up all the colours in the dot mix. Honestly, I absolutely loved how this design turned out. It's one I'd actually consider doing on my own nails if my body has the ability. I might be rocking these sometime later this summer. But I loved how this one turned out, and I really hope you guys do too. So Penelope is on offer for just £5 on the Gems Nail Systems website until the end of day on Sunday, and then she will go up to full price when we have a new colour of the week on Monday. So if you like the look of her, now is the time to go and grab her before she is full price again. But If you are late to the party and don't get there before Monday morning, don't worry, because we've got my code Helen5 and that will get you 5% off all full price products on the website. So if you like the look of any of the acrylics I've used in this design, or even the towel that's on my desk, you can head over to gemsnailsystems.com, use Helen5 and that will get you 5% off full price products. And as always, I will leave the product links and details in the description box so you can check back there to see exactly what I used. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel or you've just not gotten around to it, I'd love it if you would press that subscribe button and join me here. I will be back with another video very soon. But that is it from me today, and thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye. Mwah.